All right, people, we are live. We are live here on YouTube and the Wrestling Soup Discord. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the experience. I am Drew, and joining us back here as always.
Justin from Spinebuster Tees and spinebustertees.com.
All right, people. Not really a lot of news, so to speak, going on in the world of wrestling. Like Justin mentioned off air, I mean, there is some stuff to talk about, but at this point, why even bother? But Justin is back this week. Last week I was solo. And last week a big chunk of the show was just talking about AJ Lee. And didn't get a chance to get your thoughts on it. So I guess to kind of be quick, what were your thoughts on the return of AJ Lee on SmackDown and also on the Monday Night Raw that followed that?
Happy that people are happy that she's back.
I guess my follow-up question is, what does that mean?
I'm happy that people are happy that she's back. So I didn't really care if she came back one way or another. It was good to see her, right? But I mean, I wasn't like a huge AJ Lee fan, so we talked about this a couple weeks back. So my point still stands. I mean, it's good to have her back. You know what I mean? But I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, AJ Lee's back. Like, no. Cool moment, great moment. Very happy for her. Happy for her. Happy for Punk. Seems like she's very refreshed, right? But I'm happy. But I'm mostly happy for the people who are happy that AJ Lee's back because there's a lot of people out there that AJ Lee meant to them. So, yeah.
I mean, I'm happy that she's back. I mean, was I the biggest AJ fan? Yes and no. I mean, I thought she was around at a time when women's wrestling was still seen as an attraction or a novelty. And then right around the time when she left, that's when it started to get taken more seriously in WWE. So who's to say how her career would have panned out if she was around at a different time, in the company. But again, I think it was kind of like the worst kept secret, for WWE was that she was coming back. It was like with CM Punk whenever he debuted in AEW. It's like everyone kind of figured he was going to come back because they sold out the United Center, for CM Punk to come out. And in this case, they sold out the Allstate Arena in Chicago. To which everyone kind of figured, yeah, something big's going to happen. And, lo and behold, AJ came out. And, I mean, I didn't, mark out or anything. I didn't, go crazy. I was like, oh, it's AJ. She's, cool. She still kind of looks the same, but looks better. She's definitely more toned, more jacked. And it was nice seeing people online react to it. I know there's kind of been some back and forth, among people that we know or are friendly with that question its authenticity. And I guess what
Well, I mean, people are actually. I mean, again, I work in a wrestling shop, and there's a lot of girls who are in their early 20s to maybe mid 20s who are huge AJ Lee fans.
Oh yeah,
So
I don't doubt that.
yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna question anyone's being authentic about it, especially if they're young. If they're like my age, I'm like,
Right.
oh, you're that excited for AJ Lee, you know what I mean? But like, if you're like young, you're gonna get excited for guys like AJ Lee. There's a huge, like, I get asked like at least a couple times a month, you got any Sin Cara stuff? Like, to you and me, like, Sin Cara, like, the guy sucked or whatever, right? But there's people out there who love Sin Cara, so it's just a different generation. That's it. You know what I mean? And again, like I said, I am happy for those people that are happy that AJ Lee's back.
I guess what I mean by authenticity is that, lately there's been a lot of a lot of streamers on YouTube and Twitch that will review the shows, and WWE, as of late, has been, posting clips of, the streamers, and of course you have the haters who try to be a Debbie Downer and be like, oh, how could you be happy for a 38-year-old woman coming back? And again, I don't doubt people being happy that she's back. I don't. I mean, granted, I did point out that you have to ham it up when you're on camera. You know, there are people that would generally freak out if something like that happened, and then there's people like me. They're like, "Oh, that's cool, badass." Like, you know what I mean? So, but again, I'm like you said, I'm happy that they're happy. I would never, you know, try to be a Debbie Downer about someone's happiness, even if it's something that I'm not particularly fond of. But again, as long as they're happy, that's all that matters. Um, and then on the following Monday, she came out and cut a promo. To which it's kind of half and half. I thought it was a good promo. I thought it sounded like she was just talking to people. Um, didn't mind it. I mean, you can kind of tell there was some, rust because she hadn't really been in a wrestling or a WWE ring in a while. Because I know she did the WoW thing, right?
I don't remember.
Okay, and she also did that show with CM Punk, the heel show. So, but as far as WWE, she hadn't been in a WWE ring in a while, cutting a promo. So I thought the promo was fine. Just kind of go back and forth because we're not gonna like. To be honest, I don't really feel like doing like a match by match, segment by segment thing for each show. We'll just kind of talk about what worked and what didn't. But this past Monday, with Punk, AJ, and Seth and Becky, I don't know. I wasn't really feeling that segment. I didn't really like it all that much. And it's weird because you have CM Punk, and for whatever you want to say about him, you have Seth Rollins, you have Becky, and then you have AJ in a ring, and they're all confronting each other. And you would think like this should be like a money segment, and it's just like, I don't know, something about the segment just didn't really work for me. I thought it went on too long, and I mean, granted, they're the biggest stars in the company, so they can pretty much do whatever the fuck they want, but like, I just thought the pacing was kind of weird. And I thought, after a while, it just seemed like everyone was just doing improv. It just seemed like AJ was just talking off the cuff and trying to be funny, which I was kind of at a point where I'm like, I don't really find her funny. I don't really find her charming in this particular interview. And then Becky is a little cringe at times. I thought Seth was funny. I thought that Seth was actually kind of funny in this segment. And, Punk, I think Punk was the only one who was, like, saying something. And then, of course, it ended with, Becky attacking AJ, and then, that was the end of the segment. But what were your thoughts on that segment on Monday?
Oh, it was a good segment. I thought it did what it needed to do. It wasn't a perfect segment. I thought the time length that it went, I thought it was fine. I didn't feel like it was too long at all. Do kind of agree with you about AJ. I don't really find her funny. She's not really supposed to be a funny wrestler, but or funny on promos. But I think Becky's doing a great job as a heel. And with her joining the Seth's group, the Vision, I think is helping. Even though she really hasn't had any much interaction with the whole group in total. But I think, like, her being there with Seth, I think that helps as well. So, I like the segment. It wasn't great or anything, but I did like it.
All right. But agree to disagree. That sets up the match this coming Saturday. But let's go back to Raw real quick. So, the Raw before WrestlePalooza this Saturday. John Cena come out. And they're in Springfield, Massachusetts. So, technically, well, not even technically, this will be John Cena's last appearance in Massachusetts because, as we all know, we all were kind of presumed to believe that John Cena's final match was going to be in Boston, but the news came out is that Boston, pretty much pulled out because, over money, essentially, and John Cena's last match will be in D.C., which is odd, but whatever. So this will be John Cena's last wrestling appearance in Massachusetts, Springfield, Massachusetts. Basically setting up the match with Brock Lesnar, saying I'm still standing, and brought up the match in 2014, the epic SummerSlam match where Brock Lesnar just destroyed John Cena in a way that we've never seen John Cena destroyed. The fans chanting "whoop his ass," and I'm trying to think of how many more appearances John has after this, because obviously it's this weekend.
He has 5 left.
Yeah, so it's the Perth pay-per-view next month. That I know.
Well, he has WrestlePalooza first.
Yeah. So those two, I think there's another one in November, and then there's Survivor Series, and then obviously the last one in December. So get a good look at John Cena, because enjoy him while we have him, people. But do you have any thoughts on that promo?
No.
All right then. As for the rest of Raw, Lyra Valkyria versus Roxanne Perez. Last week, Raquel Rodriguez beat Lyra, and then this week Lyra got her revenge by beating Roxanne. And then afterwards, Bayley came out, who Bayley is now in this weird kind of, I guess, schizophrenic gimmick. To where
split personality,
Split personality, where she goes from being the ding-dong gimmick to all of a sudden she's the hugger gimmick. And then later on in the night, Lyra is approaching her locker room, and she just hears Bayley having a conversation with herself. And, again, Bayley, she's having a split personality, and I don't know. I mean, we've seen a few split personality gimmicks in wrestling. I don't really know if they all worked out all that well, but how do you feel so far about this new gimmick with Bayley where she's gone cuckoo?
I love it. I think it's something that is familiar yet different for her. And, I think it's going to breathe new life into her as a wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, she can, there's plenty of things that you can do with it.
Right.
And have it, got compelling week to week. So I'm enjoying it so far.
I'm digging it too, because I love Bayley. I want to see Bayley always succeed and be interesting. The hugger gimmick is what got her over. I mean, she said straight up that she doesn't want to do the hugger gimmick anymore, which that kind of breaks my heart a little bit, because it's like, obviously you can't go back to just having like the one ponytail in. You can maybe do like an amalgamation of it. And then she did the ding-dong, hello gimmick, which worked. I mean, I liked it. Other people weren't nuts about it, but I liked it. And then for a while, it just felt like she was kind of complacent and stagnant. Or, I don't even want to say it's her detriment, but it just felt like creative didn't really have anything interesting for her to do. So, I'm going to see where this is going, but I'm interested. I'm intrigued so far. You had Penta versus Kofi Kingston, which was, a fine match, but, Penta obviously got the win, which I kind of hope this feud ends already, just so we could see Penta move on to bigger and better things. And we already talked about the CM Punk, AJ, segment. Dragon Lee versus El Grande Americano. I enjoyed this match. Dragon Lee, I think, has really kind of kicked it into second gear as of late, especially with this AAA, partnership. He's very much an over babyface over there, and he's really starting to kind of find his groove again, lately, especially with this feud going on with El Grande. And I like this match. I really did like this match. Kaiser, without question, is a much better El Grande than Chad Gable was. Kaiser can do a lot more. Is a little bit more nuanced. He can actually speak Spanish, like perfect Spanish. And, he's a lot bigger. He looks a little bit more believable kicking someone's ass. Whereas Chad was very limited. Like, Chad could obviously go out there and have a good match, but Chad couldn't really speak. Like, because the whole point of it is, like, nobody's supposed to know it was Chad. Like, the most he can say was gracias. Whereas Kaiser can actually complete a full sentence in Spanish. And now he has his own group, which I believe is Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. That are his goons. So they helped him win, and that was the end of that segment. And then you had Stephanie Vaquer versus Kairi Sane. who she was going after Asuka and Io, or she's going to face Io this weekend, but Asuka and Kyrie are getting in her face, so Asuka volunteers Kyrie to face Stephanie. And again, good match. Kyrie, I'll admit, I haven't really been big on Kyrie for a while, but I thought this was a good match. Obviously, it's Stephanie. Stephanie's going to go out there and perform and knock it out of the park like she usually does. And I thought Sane looked good out here. This is probably the best I've seen Sane look good in a while. And really, I mean, they had like a nice little face off with Asuka and Stephanie, and then Io got in the way. So setting up this weekend, which we will talk about predictions later, but and then the end of Raw was LA Knight and Jimmy Uso versus the Bronze, and basically a repeat of last week. The Bronze win, and instead of LA Knight, or not even LA Knight, instead of Jay going after LA Knight goes after Jay, kind of teasing this dark, heel turn or dark turn for Jay, which I don't know. How do you feel about that? Like, where do you think this is going with Jey Uso?
He's not turning heel.
Okay, so you think? What did I kind of figured, because like the guy sells merch. Like, for whatever you want to say about him, like the guy sells merch. But what do you think they're doing with his character overall?
I mean, I think he's probably going to just be a little bit more serious, but I think LA Knight's turning heel.
I think that makes sense because LA Knight, they're both equally over, but I think Jay is probably more popular and sells more merch. LA Knight for a while has been kind of like, he's kind of hit a wall with his character development, because it's like, yeah, he gets reactions, people say but what has LA Knight done that's of any importance? Jey Uso, for whatever you want to say about him, he's at least done something. Lately he was a champion. He won the Rumble. LA Knight hasn't really done anything. So if you're going to do something with anyone, LA Knight seems like the right guy to go for. Right.
Yep.
I mean, are they going to kind of do what they did with him in TNA, where he brings back the dummy, button, or I don't know, like how do you think?
I think that's a little bit too silly, but I think he may be joining the division.
All right, yeah, that makes sense.
You need another guy over there for Survivor Series, for War Games.
True. It's like they always say: if you can't beat them, join them.
Yep.
Let me just backtrack a little bit, because Worlds Collide was last Friday. It was right after SmackDown, and it was in Las Vegas, and it was on September 12th in Paradise, Nevada, at the Cox Pavilion. Did you watch Worlds Collide?
I did.
All right. As did I. My memory might be a little fuzzy, so I'll need to try to remember on the job. So you had a Lucha Showcase 8-man tag team match. La Parca, Mascarita, Sagrada, and the Aztec Warriors, Laredo Kid and Octagon Jr., versus the LWO, Cruz del Toro, Joaquin Wild, Lince Dorado, Mini Abismo Negro. What'd you think about this match?
No, it's a good opener. Good opener, and they had the minis in there, and it made it fun. I mean, it's a standard AAA 6-man.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the match did its job. It was a good opener. I mean, these are usually the best way to open these shows, is to have these like fun 6-man tag matches, or tag matches in general, to get the crowd hyped up. And what I do like about this AAA partnership is it gives a lot of people chances to really shine. And not even just the Mexican wrestlers on WWE. I mean, the last event you saw Otis, get to shine and kind of have his over babyface moment. Same thing with Omos. And later in the show you had JD McDonough like really thrive. So I want to see more guys like that have their moment. And it's not even just a thing of like, well, if they don't have anything to do on the main roster, you send them to NXT. Now you have options. You have TNA. You have AAA. I don't believe they have Noah anymore. But this is why I like these AAA shows. They're always fun as fuck, and you get to see guys really thrive and work a style that they usually don't get to work on WWE television. But I like this. Cruz del Toro and Joaquin I thought were great. Lynn Storado, is 50-50 with me. Mini Abysma. What else can you say? But this is a fun match. I can't really say too much about it. Next is Natalia versus Fabi Apache in a singles match to determine the number one contender for the AAA Reina de Reinas Championship. All in all, Natty outside of WWE is far more interesting. When she's in AAA, when she's in Bloodsport, you get to see a different side of her. I do get a kick out of her coming out with an entourage, and it seems like she's Goldberg, essentially. But if we got to see more of this Natty on WWE television, that'd be cool. But I think that ship has kind of sailed. So
yeah, they're not gonna do that.
I think if they wanted to do that, they would have done that a long time ago. But in this case, she gets to thrive and be. And I listen, and Jeff Lippman, shout out to Jeff Lippman. He does a show with fellow, women's wrestler Lufisto, and they were actually reviewing the show, the Worlds Collide pay-per-view. I forget. I think it was either Jeff or Lufisto that said it. No. They pointed out something. I think JBL said, which was Natty actually looks like Stu's granddaughter. Like, she looks like a killer. So the match itself was not great, but not bad. Natty was obviously the best part of it. Fabi Apache, I'm not too nuts about. I'll just leave it at that. But what'd you think about the match?
Well, the standard women's match, it was short. Natty looked good. Natty looked great. Fabi Apache, I thought looked decent. And the right person won.
Alrighty then. You think they're going to give that AAA Reina de Reinas championship to Natty?
I wouldn't be opposed to it, man, but I don't know, man. I'm having an issue with all these WWE guys winning titles.
Yeah, so did some TNA people. But oh well. Tag team.
Well, match. You know that's for a story, right?
Yeah, I know. Because not to skip ahead, but was it WrestleZone was posting a link saying there's TNA wrestlers that are disgruntled over NXT TNA, and I'm like, it's a work.
That's why I have not looked at anything WrestleZone in probably 15 years. So, right. I didn't know. Until right now, I didn't even know that was still a thing. WrestleZone,
they're still a thing.
Yeah,
but
well.
Anyhow, next
that shocked the hell out of me.
Yeah, it's funny. Next is a tag team match for the AAA World Tag Team Championships. Pagano and Psycho Clown versus Grayson Waller and Kofi Kingston with Xavier Woods. Pagano and Psycho Clown are starting to grow on me. I like this. They're a fun tag team. Grayson Waller, I don't really care for. I kind of wish it was just Kofi and Xavier. Or, no, I forgot. Xavier is out with an injury.
He's injured.
He said he had to get, head surgery?
Yeah, did you see the what he posted? I think it was on Twitter.
Yeah, that was grody.
Yeah.
But, another thing for, Xavier, for what it's worth, he's probably in the best shape I've seen him in. The guy's fucking jacked to the gills, and it's funny that he comes out wearing suspenders and a weird hat. But Grayson being Big G for the New Day, and there was a funny spot where they recreated the Survivor Series bit with Shawn Michaels and Melina, except Psycho Clown is doing it with Xavier, and Xavier apparently is afraid of clowns. So I thought that was kind of funny. But this is a fun match. I don't really have anything to add to it that I think 1,000 other people haven't already said. Pagano and Psycho Clown are a good tag team. They're popular. Pretty sure.
Psycho Clown once was the ace of AAA. He was like the main guy like 10, 15 years ago. So
yeah, now him and Pagano are running that tag team division, and people love the shit out of them. But what'd you think about the match?
good match. Good match. I mean, I always been a a very distant Psycho Clown supporter. Always kept up with what he was doing. Pagano, he's been there forever too as well. So I knew of what they could do, in the ring. And Kofi Kingston and Grayson Waller both looked good in this match as well. I thought it was a very good tag team match.
Next is a mixed tag team match. Yeah, Lola Vice and Mr. Iguana versus the Judgment Day, Finn Balor and Roxanne Perez. The last pay-per-view it was Finn Balor and Raquel, so Roxanne got to take over. I will say about Lola, she's gotten a lot better. She's gotten a lot better in the ring. She seems more comfortable, especially being in AAA. Yeah. And they're obviously positioned.
She's also been like on AAA TV consistently, so she's been getting more reps. So
yeah, and the fans love her. For albeit obvious reasons, but and the case I'm trying to make is that she's actually very, very good. She's getting a lot better in the ring. Still not very good on promos. I will say I do think she's better as a heel, but they're not turning her heel. She's way too popular, way too over. And they're obviously positioning her to more than likely beat JC at the NXT show, NXT pay-per-view next week. And then JC was in attendance. But again, Lola looked great. Roxanne is always great. And of course, they did the comedy bit with Mr. Iguana and his iguana, and then Finn Balor and his mini demon. And it was what it was. People liked it. Can't really sit up here and bitch about it because I say the same thing about AEW. I gotta be fair and say the same thing about WWE when they do it. But people liked it, so who am I to judge? But what were your thoughts on this?
I thought it was a standard match. I liked the one at the other Worlds Collide a little bit better, or it was Triple Mania a little bit better. But I still thought this was a fun match. The Samia Demonito, he came out by himself. I think it was, I don't know who was controlling. Was it Roxanne that was controlling there or something like that? I don't know, but regardless though, still a fun match. And Lola Vice and Mr. Iguana win, so which I don't have any issues with.
Next is you had a really, really good match, a fatal 4-way for the AAA Latin American Championship. El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. Versus Dragon Lee versus Ethan Page versus JD McDonough. Really, really like this match. Dr. Wagner, I'm starting to kind of dig a little bit. Dragon Lee's popular as a motherfucker in AAA. Ethan Page is just great. I love Ethan Page.
Well, Dragon Lee used to be in AAA too, so that kind of helps too. So
definitely. And JD, I've said this about JD ever since that injury, ever since that scary bump. Ever since he's been back, the guy's been a wrestling machine. And I thought he looked great in this match. I thought all four men looked great, but I thought JD especially looked great. I wouldn't mind seeing this again. I wouldn't mind seeing all four of these men maybe go at it again, or not even just all four of them. Wouldn't mind seeing JD go after a title, not necessarily win, but just go after one. In AAA, or maybe even do something in TNA. Go out there and do some reps over there. But JD is, it's weird to say most improved, or even put him on the list for most improved, because the guy's always been decent, to good. But I don't know, something about him almost breaking his neck, I think, lit a fire under him. And ever since he's been back, he's been wrestling his ass off. So he's definitely on my list for most improved. I don't know if he'll win, but he's on my list of most improved.
Right.
And then all the other men in the match, I, said what I said about them. But what were your thoughts on this match?
Great match. I just wish it was longer, man. If it went like 5 more to 7 more minutes, this could have been. It could have been up there as far as one of the best Fatal 4-Ways of the year. Like, it could have been that. Still a great match. I just thought it was just too short. That's my only complaint about it. It was a really damn good match, though.
Much agreed. We could have gotten 5 more minutes, but they were on a time crunch, I guess. All right. Lastly, is the main event, singles match for the AAA Mega Campeon. Dominic Mysterio wearing his grandfather's mask versus El Hijo del Vikingo. This match kind of went the way we all thought it would, with Dom winning. The match itself was fine. I thought previous.
For the record, I know I wasn't here last week, but I probably would have went with Vikingo
right
on this one, but Dom ended up winning, so yeah. I
mean, Dom losing the last one made sense because they were continuing the thing with AJ, and him this week because he's done with AJ and he's doing his own thing. I would have preferred if maybe he lost the title to AJ and then just been like just have one title, because I don't know. I'm not crazy about double champions. I'm really not. I just don't.
I mean, I'm fine with double champions as long as it's done right. You know what I mean?
Right.
It could be done. It could be done right. My issue is that I'm happy for Dom. Happy for Dom. He deserves this opportunity. He deserves it. He's over 1,000%. I'm happy for him. I just think that what does this do for for AAA when you have the show end with WWE guys ending a AAA pay-per-view? You have now Penta came out there. Penta used to be in AAA. And it looks like he may be going up against Dom. I was really hoping that this would have been the turn for Finn, right? Turn on Finn, because they had that interview, earlier in the show where Finn was like, well, I'm not going to go out there to help you, but he came out there anyway. And I thought the heel turn was, well, not the heel turn, he's heel already, but he was going to turn on Dom. I thought he was going to turn on Dom. That didn't happen. And Dom just ended up winning. I just, man, I don't know. I don't know what this does for AAA in the long term. You know what I mean? When you have, a WWE main roster guy, and it's not like a Dragon Lee. Dragon Lee, okay, people would want it, fine, right? You're not using him on the main roster, that much in a high caliber position. But Dom is one of your top 5 to 7 stars on Raw right now. And you have him win the AAA title, and what's going to happen? Are you going to have him start defending AAA title on Raw? If that's the case, sure, right? But have him defend it against a AAA wrestler. Have him defend it against Vikingo again, or Mr. Iguana, or Pagano, or whoever, right? I just don't want this to be. And it's already starting to turn into WWE AAA instead of just AAA.
Right.
And, again, happy for Dom, right? But I'm looking at it from a standpoint of what does this do to AAA's business? To their business. Is Dom going to go and, do shows in Mexico? Is he going to do the regular TV tapings in AAA? I don't see that happening. As what they used to do with, Del Rio and Vikingo, they were there every week. So I feel bad for Vikingo here. I feel bad for Vikingo. I feel bad for AAA as a whole right now. But who knows? Maybe Dom will do more TV down there. I don't know. We'll have to see. But just knowing how WWE works, I just don't see that as of right now. So,
I don't know, with the partnership, isn't it aren't they selling more tickets?
Yeah, selling more tickets, but again, it's not about ticket sales. It's not about ratings. To me, it's about the integrity of the company, and and actually, because the ticket sales that they're selling it so these ticket sales here in the United States. There are obviously some native AAA fans, but a lot of these fans coming to the show is WWE fans who wants to see what's going on with this AAA thing. They're going because Dom's there. They're going because of and I see why WWE is doing it too, but also at the same time it's like, the integrity of it. To me, I just think that it's not, you're saying, oh, we're not here to change anything. We're here to enhance it, and it's like, well, a few months in, it's like it's kind of changing a little bit per se. So, again, happy for Dom. He deserves it, 1,000%. Like, have no complaints about Dom. I have no complaints about Dom winning. I have a complaint of AAA and the wrestlers who are there, who've been there, kind of getting the short end of the stick in some situations. And this one, Vikingo was the one who got the short end of the stick. I mean, who is Dom going to drop it to? To Penta? Sure, great. Drops it to Penta. Penta used to be a former AAA star, right? He never became Mega Champion before. He was never Mega Champion. So that'll be a good thing, right? Then who's going to be that next guy in line that can take the title off Penta? Like, are they going to build up to someone, in AAA? A new top heel? Or is it just, are they just going to, like, go to WWE guys, to another WWE guy, then they say, okay, we'll give it to, we'll give it to La Parka. We'll give it to Octagon. It's, I just hope that they do right. That's all I want.
I mean, I think they will. You look at TNA, not to jump ahead, but like, I think that's a little bit. I think that's probably more one-sided.
It's way one-sided.
Way one-sided. I mean, because you got fucking Trick Williams as your champion, and the guy hardly defends it. And I don't even think he's been on the show all that much. If I'm not mistaken.
He has. He's been on the show. The issue with the TNA partnership is that you have all the WWE guys. The only WWE guys that are going to TNA are NXT guys. Yes, AJ Styles went, but he didn't wrestle, right? I'm talking about in a compelling manner. We haven't seen like anyone else down there to make an appearance or to even wrestle down there. You know what I mean? We were just talking about Dom. Dom could go to TNA and have a match. You know what I mean? Or you can send Braun Breaker down there to have a match. Or you can send, anybody else. Damian Priest can go down there and have a match. I'm not really using Damian Priest right now in any compelling manner, right? So, I just think that right now with TNA, you're seeing a lot of your top guys to NXT and WrestleMania. Have fucking Joe Hendry at WrestleMania, right? But it's not being returned in favor, right? I'm thinking that is possibly going to happen. It's actually starting to happen with AAA. And it's actually kind of working backwards because you're sitting guys like Dom down there, right? And the Judgment Day, and Finn Balor and all that stuff. So it's actually kind of working backwards. But, with the outside of Mr. Iguana, right? Who's had anything great? Well, yeah, all right. Well, Octagon, right? Octagon was on Money in the Bank. Okay. He had a match against Dom. But outside of those two, like, has anyone really had a compelling segment or a match on WWE TV?
No. I mean, you've had some people appear.
I mean, you had Vikingo appear, but you got a guy with Vikingo's caliber. You don't have him fucking perform in front of American. Well, he's performed in AEW, but in front of a WWE audience for the first time. Like, well, I think that's a huge mistake.
Well, yeah, but I also think WWE takes into account how the crowd reacts because, Mr. Iguana, again, he's a comedy guy, but he gets a reaction.
Right.
Vikingo, they've had him come out a few times and he got no reaction.
They haven't seen him work. How can you get a reaction if you don't see the guy work?
True, but then again, I think the American audience probably wouldn't react to him that well.
You haven't seen the guy work. You're not gonna have a guy like Vikingo out there he has a charisma as a box of rocks. We know that, right?
Right.
But what people love about him is like, oh, you're gonna see some shit you've never seen before, most likely in a match, right? So you never really gave him that opportunity to do that to begin with, you know.
True.
So I digress. Mr. Iguana, he's over. Obviously, you know, he has the gimmick right, and it's easier to get over instantly because you look unique and you have the gimmick or whatever, right? But like you know, you never had a. I mean, you could have done a match with fucking Dragon Lee versus Vikingo on Raw. Give them about 10 to 15 minutes and just see how the crowd will react to Vikingo, right? It's I just kind of wish that WWE would play their cards a little bit better, right? But you know, at the end of the day, I'm not them. I'm not their business, right? They know more than me. They know better than me. But I just think that there's better ways about going about it. That's it.
True. No, I agree with you. Agree on all your points. But that was Worlds Collide. Pretty good show. I'd say like a 7 out of 10. Maybe like a 7.5 out of 10. So I enjoyed the Fatal 4-Way. I like the main event.
I got 7, yeah.
All right. But we already talked about Raw. We're going to go to NXT Homecoming. The show began with the collage of NXT stars from the past. Even showing off people that were there for a short stint, like James
Storm. He had one match.
He had one match.
Yeah.
I mean,
he had one match.
Yeah, they still gave him a clip, which I thought was kind of cool. They didn't show off certain people. I don't think they showed off the Undisputed Era.
No, they didn't show Adam Cole. They didn't show Mercedes. They didn't show Ember. They didn't show Ember Moon. They mentioned Ember Moon, but they didn't show her. Which I think is silly. They technically they did show Sasha. It was like in a backstage set, like it was in the clip with like Charlotte and she was in a backstage set. It was Sasha was there, but like they didn't spotlight her per se.
I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't. I don't know if maybe there's a legal thing, but it's like they own the rights to those characters.
WWE's done that for years. It's not shocking.
I don't know. Lately, they've been leaning in about people that don't work for the company anymore because they'll mention people that work in AEW that used to work for WWE, like live on television.
That's true. That's true. But I mean, I wouldn't be able to give you a good answer. I don't know.
I don't know. It's fucking weird. I don't know. I don't like that they're doing that petty shit again. It's like, come on. They were with your company. They're in NXT at the hottest point of that brand.
The best NXT champion of all time doesn't get highlighted.
Right, like that makes no sense.
It's fucking stupid.
I mean, it would make somewhat sense if maybe they left on bad terms, but Adam Cole to this day says nice things about WWE. He says nice things about Triple H. He calls fucking Shawn Michaels put up a photo on social media in his office where it's a framed photo of him and the Undisputed Era posing together. So I don't fucking know. That's so fucking weird. They did show Bray Wyatt, which I thought was kind of cool in the intro, and then they mixed the old school intro with the newer NXT stars, which kind of got me a little emotional. Not gonna lie, that was a period of time with NXT where it's like that was when NXT was at its best. That was when I was starting to really get over. And then they're at Full Sail, so they had the old school setup and everything. Triple H came out, to the King of Kings intro and talked about NXT and said, what began with a whisper, yada yada yada. Then Shawn Michaels came out and they talked and they said something kind of interesting where Triple H was like, what if I said I wanted to come back to NXT? And Shawn was pretty much like, there's this place ain't big enough for the both of us. And then William Regal came out and said his ever famous War Games line, which kind of got people speculating, which I don't think it'll happen, but that could be a War Games match, Team Shawn versus Team Triple H, and the winner.
Oh,
I guess the winner gets to take over NXT. I don't fucking know.
But where at though?
At War Games, I have no clue. Again, just people trying to speculate out of nothing. But
Yeah. People need to. People just need to stop. They need to know how to use their heads and connect the dots together. We are not getting a Team NXT versus Team WWE War Games match.
I mean, that'd be fucking fun.
It'll be fun. Hypothetically, who will be on Team NXT and who will be on Team WWE?
Team NXT. So, is it 4 or 5?
You do whatever.
Okay, so Javon Evans, obviously, because he's gonna do some crazy shit. Trick Williams, Obafemi. I'll say Ethan. Ricky.
Our ego.
Yeah, Ricky Saints, and I'll say Ethan Page. So those would be my 5.
And who's team? Okay, so and who's team WWE?
Randy Orton. Because I can picture him doing a spot with Javon where he RKO's him off the top of the cage. Or when he tries to jump off the cage.
That'll be a brutal fucking spot for Javon.
Yeah,
that'll suck to take.
Shit, I think he'd pull it off.
Shit.
Who's another one? Maybe CM Punk, but I don't know. I'll put that in the I don't know yet category.
That right there, CM Punk and Randy Orton tramps. The other 5.
I think you would have to kind of water down the WWE group where it's like don't have them be too big.
Yeah, make it believable because it's like, you can't have Cody and Roman and Team XT will have no shot. The only one that will make it believable is Oba. That's it.
All right, so I'm gonna say Randy, Sammy. That's good.
Okay.
That can be another choice. Jacob Fatu.
Oh man, holy shit. Okay.
Imagine Jacob Fatu and Oba. Jeez.
Holy shit. Okay.
Dominic.
Okay.
And one more. I need one more. LA Knight.
No matter who you pick, you can, unless it's Dragon Lee and the LWO, whatever. No matter if you pick semi-top guys to to NXT, if this is NXT 2018, 2019, I was like, okay, we have a case there. Oh my god, look all the names over there. But nowadays, it's ooh man, it's we're bomb picking right now. You know what I mean? No shade to any of the guys over there. I'm just saying, the star power in 2025 is not the same in 2018.
No. I'm curious, since we're on the topic of NXT, who is your Mount Rushmore of NXT greats? It can be women, it can be men, it can be both.
So it'll definitely be a mixture. Finn Balor, Asuka, Adam Cole, and Nakamura.
Ooh. So definitely Adam Cole, because, the best NXT champion of all time. Asuka, who's the best women's champion of all time in NXT. Finn Balor. And then lastly, I'm going to have to say... Oh, man, that's tough. Damn. I'm trying to think of a good 4th. Because I'm stumped. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to go with Bayley.
Sure.
So that'd be my Mount Rushmore. So I don't know. What do you guys think? If you're in the chat, put it down below in the comments. Or if you're on the YouTube chat, put it in the YouTube comments. What is your Mount Rushmore of all time NXT greats? But continuing, Homecoming. You had Alexa Bliss and Charlotte come out, and Charlotte, and I mean they all mentioned some past names from NXT. Charlotte mentioned names like Becky Lynch. But I don't even think she mentioned Becky Lynch. I know she mentioned other names like Carmella, which I thought was pretty fucking random. And then Alexa just randomly shouted out Ember. She said Ember. She didn't say Ember Moon. She just said Ember.
Big with Enzo and Cass. Like, yeah, she was, you know,
Well,
she was. I mean, I would say she was like super important, but like she was, she was there.
yeah, I remember because like I remember when NXT first started doing house shows. They came to San Antonio, and they were at the Aztec Center, or was it the Aztec Arena? Was it Arena or
Theater?
Theater. There you go, Aztec Theater. And I just remember asking Betty, I'm like, hey, do you want to go watch wrestling? And she goes, what is it? NXT. And I'm just like, it's developmental. It's, the future, pretty much the future of the company. You want to go watch it. And I remember she saw Finn and she was already in love. And I remember seeing Carmella versus Alexa Bliss. And this was, Carmella obviously doing the Enzo and Cass thing, and Alexa Bliss when she was with Murphy, and who's the other dude?
Wesley Blake.
Wesley Blake, there you go. And
San Antonio's own, by the way.
Yep, there you go. And I think Samoa Joe was on the show. I believe so. Baron Corbin was there. Bailey was there. I think Nia Jax was there. I think it was Bailey versus I think Nia Jax, Dana Brooke, and somebody else whose name is escaping me, but that was the match. And then we came back a year later, and the main event was, I believe, Nakamura and Finn Balor, and this is when Finn was on his way out and going to the main roster. So, but yeah, those are good times. Good times. But anyways, the first match, you had Charlotte Flair and Alexa defending the women's tag team titles against Izzy Dame and Tatum Paxley. And I thought it was an okay match. It was okay. I don't think anyone in the entire world even thought that Tatum and Izzy even had a chance to win them. I do have an issue with how Tatum is booked, because I really do like Tatum. I think she can do fine on her own, and it just seems like she is just out there to lose. So that kind of worries me, because it seems like they're not really going to have anything for her to do. They're either going to cut her, or they're just going to cut her. And
what do you think? Because I agree, I think she's good at what she does, but like in comparison to the other women, right? Because I always have to do that.
True. In
comparison to the other women on the NXT roster, like, where does she fit?
I mean, at least give her like a North American title. Like, why the fuck not? I mean, I think she's really, really good. I think she has a good character. She can talk. I mean, I think she's probably better than most of the other women. But like
you think she's better than most of the other women? So who is she better than, you think?
I forgot. Who's the women's champion? I don't know why I just had a brain fart. Who's the women's champion right now? JC. There you go. JC. I'm sorry.
Oh. I mean, you're JCJ Nation. You forgot her name. That's your girl right there.
I don't know. When you get old like me, you start to forget random things. I think JC's a better wrestler. I think Tatum is probably a better character. I know I just said Lola's getting better. I still do think Tatum's a little better.
You think Tatum's better than Lola Vice right now?
I think she's slightly better. Granted, Tatum I think has had a head start, but Lola's getting
I somewhat disagree with that, but okay.
But I don't know. I it's just personal opinion. I really do like Tatum, but I get the feeling that she's not going to last long.
Yeah, I mean, you got women. You got Blake Monroe, Jada Parker, Kalani, Jordan Grace, Lash Legend, Lola. I mean, Sol Ruka. I mean, it's getting kind of deep in there. You know what I mean? So,
right.
Yeah, it's getting kind of deep. That's all I'm saying. So this is a deep women's roster.
And also, not to shame, but it's like, how old is Tatum exactly?
I don't know.
At the end of the day, like, I hate to say it, but WWE is kind of that way, where it's just like
She's 28. She's young. She's still young.
For WWE. Again, I'm not even trying to be an asshole. I'm not trying to shame. I'm just pointing out how people think. WWE is going to be like, you've been here long enough, but we have other women that are younger. You know what I mean?
That's true. That's true.
Soul is one of their next big stars. Jada, I adore Jada. I sing from the rooftops how much I love Jada. Love Lola. JC's my girl, but let's just call a spade. They gave JC that title because Stephanie was on her way out, and she's more than likely going to drop it to Lola next weekend. It's kind of a guarantee. But I don't know.
Are you sure about that?
Who else is she going to drop it to?
I mean, you're probably right, but I'm just like, Lola Vice? I don't know.
I don't know. They're putting a lot of stock in Lola.
Hey, I get it. She's popular. Champion?
I mean, granted, if she does lose, I can maybe see why, because I mentioned before, she's not very good at promos. Jada, I think, is like miles ahead of Lola in the promos department, and maybe slightly better in the ring.
Maybe they can go from Lola to Blake. I don't know. Maybe that's probably the pathway that they're looking at, but I don't know.
Blake seems like probably a better fit eventually. Jordan
for long term, right? But maybe Lola's like a transitional champion. I don't want to call it that, but that's possibly.
I also don't think everybody needs these lengthy title reigns, but that's just me. Blake is more than likely going to win that pretty soon. Jordan, I'm surprised, hasn't, but I think she's meant for the main roster.
I think they're just kind of buying her time down there until it's time to call her up.
Soul's more than likely going to win it. Fallon, I still hold out hope for, because I think Fallon still has potential to be a women's champion. Yeah, she was the North American champion, but, I'm talking about the main.
Right.
But, I don't know, that's just me. But anyways.
Maybe Rock's daughter wins it. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, God. And your new champion, Ava Raine. The tag team match was what it was. We all kind of figured that Alexa and Charlotte were going to win. Interesting backstage segment with Soul and Zara or Zaria.
Yeah.
You had Shayna Baszler come out in the back to confront him and talk about friendship. Shayna, I believe, has been working as a producer for NXT, right? I'll take that as a no. I'm almost positive I heard that she was working as a producer. So it was nice seeing Shayna. So I don't know. It was nice seeing a lot of people on the show. Next is you had a tag team match, play. Another tag team match, DIY, who came out to their old theme songs. Ciampa came out to his No One Will Survive theme, which was kind of cool. And then Johnny came out to the Rebel Heart theme, which everyone loved. Versus Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes. And it was a fun match. It was nice seeing Carmelo and Trick back together again. I like them together. I think Melo can probably use somebody more than Trick. Trick could probably use somebody too. I don't know. Personally, I think they work better together. But I think of anyone, I think Melo can probably use it more. I know he has the Miz, but I don't know. Seeing him and Trick together, I think, kind of worked a little bit better. But again, fun match. The Miz came out and did his skull-crushing finale to Johnny, helping Melo get the win. So Trick Melo Gang gets a win. They got their first win as a tag team in a long time. And not really much else to add to that. What'd you think?
Match, a very good match. DIY felt so comfortable being in front of Full Sail. It's like they didn't skip a beat. The Trick tease of hitting Melo I don't know if that's gonna lead to something sometime down the road. Like I don't know, but we'll see on that. But um, Melo, I'm more sure Melo felt so good being back down at NXT. I hope with this performance, I thought Melo went out there to go prove himself. It's like yeah, like Triple H, because Triple H was obviously back there, right? You know, what I mean, because he started the show with a promo, and you know, I think Mel kind of like wanted to go out there is like this is what you're not using on TV.
Right.
So you know, but thought that was very very good, very very good match.
I love Mello. I want to see Mello do better on the main roster. I don't see him being a world champion on the main roster. I can see him maybe being U.S. champion, Intercontinental champion, probably wrestle for the world title, but I don't think he'll win it. Um, but yeah, like to kind of go back of what you just said, Mello just seemed like he was just at home on NXT. He looked like he was happy to be back home. Um, and I kind of hope that is a thing of Triple H sees that and goes, okay, let's try to find something more meaningful for you to do. Um, but yeah, DIY looked great out there. They looked great being in front of Full Sail where they got to show out, and they even used the Shatter Machine by FTR, or the Revival, as they were called in NXT. So this is fun. This is good. This is good TV. Next, you had Ethan Page defending the North American title against Tyler Breeze. I love Tyler Breeze. I love the theme song. I know it's corny as fuck. I love the fact that Tyler Breeze actually sings the lyrics to the song. But this was fun. It was good seeing Tyler Breeze, you know, with the hairstyle, with the selfie stick.
He hasn't aged either.
No, the dude looks the same. He looks like he's onto something. I don't know what it is, but he.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why he's choosing not to wrestle anymore. But I mean, I mean, he can still fucking go.
Yeah, like he
You
looks
know.
the same way he did 10 years ago when I saw him at the Aztec Theater. Like the dude can go, and he really went. Like he took Ethan Page to the limit, to the point where I'm like, fuck, are they gonna like do something like that we're not expecting on the show and give it to Tyler? Like they wrestled me. That's the best way to put it. They got me. But no, Ethan got the win as he should. Dr. Wagner, I believe, yeah, he was in the
Yeah, he was
audience.
there.
So I guess him and Ethan Page have a thing going on. But this was fun. This was so much fucking fun, and I don't know what Tyler Breeze's situation is. I don't know if maybe he's, you know, just freelancing, so to speak. But
I think he's. He owns flatbacks with Sean Spears, so he is a trainer. But as far as like wrestling, I mean, I think he just does flatbacks and up down down for the most part. He doesn't do any indie booking. He's really just like a WWE. Damn it! It was in my head. What do you call it? Not spokesperson, but
ambassador.
Let's say that one more time.
I'm sorry, I was yawning. Ambassador.
Yeah, ambassador. Yeah. He seems like he's just like a ambassador for WWE. So
I don't know. I'd love to see him back.
yeah.
But
I mean, I don't know where he would fit. I mean, I'm like on NXT, but like again, like I'm always for of you know, the youth, right? This was a good usage of him. Sean Spears is a good usage of what he's doing, right? Because I mean, even though he did win the North American Championship, but like lately he's been used the right way as far as like trying to enhance you know, wrestlers around him versus like winning shit. So if they use him in that aspect, fine, but you know, it depends on him if he wants to come back or not. I'm pretty sure WWE will love to come back in some role.
true. And then you had Sami Zayn in the back talking to Javon Evans. So there was that. You had the Grayson Waller effect with Obafemi and Ricky Saints. And yeah, it was what it was. And Trick Williams came out and confronted Oba. So next week it'll be winner take all. Obafemi, the NXT champion, Trick Williams, the TNA champion. The winner will take both titles. So there will be another set of double champions. Or will there? I don't know. Damian Priest was in the back talking to Tavion Heights and told him that he was talking to Ava and made a North American title match at No Mercy. So apparently Damian Priest can make matches happen. So cool. And there was a segment with Bobby Roode and Joe Hendry, and that's essentially it. Lexus King came out and just insulted Black and Gold and said Black and Gold was overrated. There's nobody in Black and Gold better than me. Blah blah. And then Finn Balor came out with the old school entrance, not the demon entrance, but the old school, dun 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 entrance, and looked happy, looked a lot happier.
Well, he was playing babyface for the night.
True, but I don't know. I saw that and I got nostalgia.
Full sales, well, I was like, you're gonna be happy. You know what I mean? Like,
right, but it's one of those things like I got nostalgia where I'm like, oh, Finn's back in his leather jacket and his entrance, and I don't know. I kind of miss that Finn a little bit, but I do like the new Finn, the trolling, shit talking Finn. And Miles Bourne attacked Lexus King, and then Finn went for coup de grace. So. And now we move on to the main event, which is a 6-women tag match. Stephanie Vacour, Rhea Ripley, and Laura Valkyria, who was replacing Tiffany Stratton, who got, I don't know if it was legit hurt or worked hurt on SmackDown.
She's automatically clear. She took that bad bump against Jade on Friday.
Oy vey. Versus Toxic Attraction. And this was fun. This was kind of everything you would assume it would be. It was a fun match. It was a nice way to set up both WrestlePalooza this weekend, as well as No Mercy the following weekend. So, of course, the faces won. JC tried to leave the match. Lola scared her to go back in the ring, and then Rhea did the Riptide, got the win. And the faces stood tall to end NXT Homecoming, and that was the end of the show. I believe the ratings came out. The ratings were like 740, 750 something for Homecoming, and they also did well in the demo. So good for NXT Homecoming. But did you have any thoughts on that?
Nope.
All right. So that's all the shows that we have to review. I know Dynamite was tonight, and I didn't watch that. I don't know if you watched it.
I'm sorry, you broke up.
I'm sorry. Did you watch Dynamite tonight?
I did, yeah.
How'd you feel about it?
Sucked.
All right, all right. Then I guess there's really nothing else to ask. So not a good home.
They're still on air right now. Oh no, I think they just went off air. They just went off air right now.
How are they still on air?
They did September to Remember, so it was 2 hours Dynamite, 1 hour of Collision. So they did Collision tonight live.
Oh boy. All right. So speaking of AEW, this weekend will be a wrestling heavy weekend. You have AEW All Out Toronto. And then you have WrestlePalooza. So let's do predictions. Let's do All Out first, since All Out will be the first show of the day. It'll be on at 3 p.m. I believe it was at 3 p.m. Central Time? Or is it 3 p.m. or 2 p.m.?
I don't know, bro.
Anyways,
I don't know.
It'll be the first AEW pay-per-view to stream on HBO Max for only $39.99. We be spending $39.99 on AEW All Out.
Let's get to the first match.
Okay. All right.
Get this over with.
So let's get this over with. There's 3 pre-shows. Who gives a fuck? The first match is not the first match. It's just the first match that's listed. You have Adam Copeland and Christian Cage versus FTR in a tag team match. Playa.
Edge and Christian.
You mean Cope and Cage? Go with Cope and Cage, as they should win. Do you think Edge? Well, fuck it, he's Edge. Do you think Edge is leaving after this?
I don't know.
I mean, we've.
I think they may want to try to put the titles on them.
I mean, they've had a perfect opportunity to do that.
Right.
But for whatever reason,
look. The booking's been horrid, but I think that's the direction that they want to go to go with them.
I guess.
In Toronto would have made more sense, obviously, but
I mean that I don't know, but whatever. It's AEW. I don't know why I asked for much. Trios match: The Hurt Syndicate versus Ricochet and Goa, Bishop Khan and Toa Leona.
Versus who?
Toa Leona.
No, you said Ricochet and who?
Goa, Goa.
Oh, okay. Guess Tabagany. Okay, I was like, what? I thought you said Go Up. I'm like, who's Go Up?
Versus Bishop Khan and Tay Leone.
Tabagany. Okay, gotcha.
So who's winning?
Her Syndicate.
The Hurt people. We'll go with them. Mercedes Moné versus Riho for the AEW TBS Championship.
Versus Rio? I didn't hear you say Rio, but Mercedes is winning.
I said Riho. That's the way Jim.
Oh yeah, it didn't come through on my side.
Sorry. Yeah, Mercedes is winning it. They love them some Mercedes.
I don't know why. I don't know how Rio even got a fucking title match to begin with, but whatever.
How did anyone in this company get a title match? I don't get it. Coffin match. Jon Moxley versus Darby Allin.
Got Darbs.
So Jon Moxley's going in that coffin.
Yeah. That's why I picked Darbs. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm being cynical. Tables and thumbtacks match.
Are you gonna pick a winner?
I'm gonna pick whether I'm gonna eat pizza or wings during this match. But I'm gonna say Darby because fuck Jon Moxley. Tables and thumbtacks match: MJF versus Mark Briscoe. MJF, who just got a role in the sequel to Violent Night, which I haven't even seen the first one, and I hear it's very good. Four-way match for the AEW Women's World Championship: Timeless Toni Storm versus Jamie Hayter versus Chris Statlander versus Thekla.
Toni Storm.
Singles match for the AEW World Championship. If any member of the Don Callis family interfere, Fletcher will be disqualified and stripped of his AEW TNT Championship. Hangman Adam Page versus Cal Fletcher.
Jesus, man! Oh my God!
I'm trying to hype myself up.
Jesus, man! That's great listening. Good Lord, Hangman.
He's gonna win because he's tough. He's cowboy tough. Three-way match for the AEW Unified Championship. Kazuchika Okada versus Kanushige. Let me say that again. Kanushige Takeshita and Mascara.
Takeshita?
Yeah, Takeshita. Mascara Dorada.
Wouldn't be surprised Takeshita wins this, but I'm gonna go with Okada. I think they're gonna do a one-on-one match, Takeshita and Okada.
Yeah, that has logic, but then again, AEW is allergic to logic. Yeah, Okada. Eddie Kingston versus Large William, Big Bill.
Eddie Kingston is a comeback match, so
yeah, Eddie. And then a four-way ladder match for the AEW World Tag Team Championship. Brodito versus the Young Bucks versus Jet Speed versus the Don Callis family.
Brodito. I think they're going to keep titles on for just a little bit.
Nice. But that is All Out Total.
Who are you picking?
I said Brodito.
Oh, I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, to my credit, I didn't say it, but I was agreeing with you. But yeah, Brodito. Oh man.
Jesus.
But that'll be this Saturday at, I believe, either 3 p.m. or 2 p.m. Central Time. I will try to watch. I will watch it. I will watch it just so I can see what all the hubbub is about. That was all out. And then after that's going to be WrestlePalooza,
Yep.
which will be the first WWE PLE on ESPN, or whatever the name of the ESPN app is called.
Yeah, it's actually called ESPN. The name of the ESPN app is ESPN.
It'll also be available on Netflix International. So if you have a VPN like moi, you can just flip it to UK or Canada and just watch it on Netflix if you still have a Netflix account. It'll take place at the Gainbridge Fieldhouse in Indianapolis, Indiana, home of the Pacers. And so far there's 5 matches, which I think that's going to be the way to go. Io Sky versus Stephanie Vacour for the vacant Women's World Championship.
It should be Io, but I think they may put on Stephanie Vaquer. I disagree if they put on Stephanie Vaquer, because what have they done to build her up to actually be someone to win this title?
True.
They haven't. Outside of this week, she has not been on TV in a prominent role.
No. It just seems like ever since Naomi left, because she's pregnant, Stephanie kind of left too. Because they were actually doing stuff to build up that match with Stephanie and Naomi, and then after Naomi left, it's like, okay, what are we going to do with Stephanie? And it's like, she's like one of your next big stars. I mean, she's already a star, and you just kind of have done nothing for her. And I don't know, like, it's one of those things of like, damned if you do, damned if you don't, which is a popular saying on the show. It's like, should you give it to Stephanie because she's the next big star, or should you give it to Io, who's the best women's wrestler in the company? Because it seems like they want to build towards Io and Asuka. Because that's been something that WWE's been pining for a long time.
Or maybe Asuka comes out and screws over Io, and that's how Stephanie wins. I mean,
true, that could be a possibility. I don't know.
I like, to me, if Asuka comes out there and screws over Io for so that Stephanie can win the title, that is a dumb fucking move from Asuka. Why would she go out there to screw over Io when she could just like attack her the next night and get a title match that way?
I don't know. I mean, there's been a lot of dumb storytelling in WWE as of late, but I
mean, it's not as bad as AEW. Yeah. It's not as bad as AEW, but they have some AEW-esque logic gaps sometimes. So if Asuka comes out there to screw over Io, I am going to be pissed, because Asuka should be attacking Io after Io wins the championship, so Asuka could get a title shot. If it's just gonna be a regular one-on-one match, don't want to see it. Still think it's gonna be a great match, but it's to me, I think that's stupid. I
don't know. I'm gonna go with Asuka. I'm not Asuka. I'm going with Io.
Yeah.
Stephanie, I think that she can win it on another day. I think she could easily, win the Royal Rumble and go after it at Mania. So I'm gonna say Io.
Right.
They really need to do their damnedest to continue to build up Stephanie, but I'm kind of worried that they won't. But I think this will be a great match. Obviously, this will be a match of the year contender. Might even be match of the year. So I'm gonna go with Io. So, did you pick Io?
I did, yeah. Okay. Officially.
The Usos versus The Vision, Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker.
I got the Usos, and maybe a return from Roman too. I can't see this pay-per-view without Roman Reigns. Well, ain't gonna be no Rhea Ripley either, which I think is a fucking huge mistake, but whatever.
Yeah, that's bad. That's bad not having Rhea on the show, because somebody put up like a fan-made poster of the show, and they had Rhea Ripley and Asuka standing next to each other. I'm like, have they made the match? And no, they haven't made it.
They haven't officially made it, no. And I think they should be in it. I thought it was gonna be a 6 match. I thought that was gonna be a 6 match, but
I
guess
mean,
not.
you would think for the first big show on ESPN, like they want to like have all their stars on the show.
Yeah, I think Roman may come back in some fashion on the show during this match.
That makes sense. But yeah, the Usos. CM Punk and AJ Lee versus Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. Mixed tag.
Baby faces.
Babyfaces. Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship.
Should be a damn good match. Cody Rhodes.
I don't like the fact that this match is on the show this quick. I would have figured it would have happened at the Perth pay-per-view, but then again, it's ESPN, so maybe they wanted Cody on the show.
You need to have a world title match on this show.
I don't know, because I want this feud to continue, because I like Drew. I really want Drew to get something. Especially...
They can easily do something to where that, that ref bump hits Claymore, he pins him 1, 2, 3, there's no ref, and, they could do something that simple to where that they can continue the feud. They don't need to make rocket science out of this for the feud to continue.
I mean, if you really want to spice things up on the first PLE of ESPN, have Drew win. I don't know. Give Drew a title shot. Drew had a great year last year. Give him something. Cody doesn't need a long title reign. He can just easily win it back at the Rumble. Yeah, I mean, like, Cody's still a top guy. Cody's still going to be Cody. Drew, just give him something. That's kind of what I'm saying. Give him something. It doesn't have to be long. Cody can just win it back, like I said, either like on the last Raw of the year or maybe at Royal Rumble. You know what I mean?
I disagree with that. I'll just say that.
All right. Again, I'm going for Drew. I'm gonna say spice it up and give it to Drew, but I think Cody's gonna more than likely win, which we'll see. More than likely. And what I think is going to be the main event, which it probably is, John Cena versus Brock Lesnar.
I'm struggling with this one, but I'm gonna go Brock.
I'm gonna say John Cena because Brock beat John the last time. So I would say John, since John's going on his retirement tour. But then again,
the only reason why I'm going Brock is because this is his first match back, but also number 2 as well is that John doesn't need to beat Brock in this situation here. I mean, he's gonna get his last match, and he may end up being whoever he goes up against last. So I can see it go either way. I just want it to be entertaining. That's all I really care about. I can really care less who wins this.
True. This is an attraction match at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go with John. I think John should probably win. I don't think it will do anything to either guy if they lose. Because they're still gonna be stars, they're still gonna be box office. But I'm just gonna go with John Cena. But that is WrestlePalooza. It'll be this Saturday. Busy. Oh yeah, dig it. And that's that. That's that for the shows. That's that for our show. Unless there's anything.
That's that.
And that's that. Unless there's something else you want to bring up.
Nothing at all.
All right, so short show tonight.
An hour and a half,
Hour 23. So pretty good.
Yeah, just about. Yeah.
So I guess let's go ahead and just do our plugs and sign off. DY Experience on Twitter X, and you can find me as Drew Yar on Instagram. You can also find me on TikTok, where I post stories, or not stories, shorts for the show, for our show, for also me and RJ's show, Friendly Neighborhood Marks, and they're getting some good views. I think we get more views on TikTok than we do on YouTube. I think TikTok is a little bit more broad and more public. So look for those shorts. They're pretty
Yeah.
entertaining.
You could probably stream on. I think you can stream on TikTok. I think.
You can. You can.
Yeah.
That's why I'm dying to get StreamYard just to test that out. Because
To get what? I'm sorry.
StreamYard.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because
Yeah,
you can.
you should try getting. Doesn't StreamYard have like deals and stuff, like to try it out or whatever?
They do because it used to be $25, if I'm not mistaken. Because I know Ruben had it, and he said it used to be cheaper, and then they upped the prices to like $40.
But don't they have like a free version of StreamYard?
They do, but it's like, go big or go home. You know what I mean? Like if
Start for free, then upgrade when you need to. You don't need to like, you know. That's why if I were you, I'm just
right,
giving
right, no, I
advice,
know what you mean. But like the cheapest deal, I don't think goes the length that we would want it to. I think the cheapest deal is like under an hour. So I don't know. It's whenever I have enough in the funding, I'm definitely gonna get StreamYard because you can stream on multiple platforms. You can not just YouTube, but you can also stream on Twitch. You can stream on TikTok. You can stream on
you can
Facebook.
use on there's another streaming thing. It's called I think it's called UStream,
You
and
stream.
it's free. Yeah, it's free, and you can stream on multiple platforms.
I'll look into that.
I think it's called UStream. If I No, it's not called UStream. Fuck, it's called something else. I gotta find it before I log off here. I'll find it for you for what it is.
No, I think I found it. Ustream.
No, it's not UStream. It's not UStream.
Oh wait, never mind. I think it's a porn site. Never mind.
It's not UStream.
All right. Just give it to me. Now I'm intrigued. Yeah, you can stream on multiple apps, and it also creates stories for you. You don't have to do the stories yourself. It'll actually automatically make the stories for you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, a lot of people that I know and that we know have them. I know John Draper has it for his show, and it's he loves it. Rich Dow, shout out to Rich Dow, he's listening. He has it, and he loves the shit out of it. You can also create an intro and an outro for your show. So it's I don't know. I can't wait to use it when I get a chance. But what else was I gonna
I
say?
think it's called Restream. Restream, not Ustream. ReStream. I believe that's the one.
Restream.
Yeah, and they have a free plan where you can multi-stream to 2 channels. So
Okay, I'm looking at it right now. So
yeah.
free.
Just another option if StreamYard is not what you want to do, but StreamYard you are able to like put like the chat and stuff too as well. So that's pretty cool.
Multi-stream on 2 channels, local recordings, Water American Studio. 6 on-screen participants. Okay. Upload and stream 15-minute videos, and then they also have other.
Yeah, we
pricing
can
plans.
we can talk about that off the air though. I know
right.
we'll close up the show here. So
All right. So yeah, DY Experience, blah blah blah, TikTok, the YouTube channel. Like I said, we're here every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Central Time on YouTube and also on the Wrestling Soup Discord. And also me and RJ do Friendly Neighborhood Marks. We did one last Thursday. That one's not really a wrestling show. Sometimes we'll sprinkle in wrestling, but we'll talk about the stuff we like comic book movies, MCU, DCU, whatnot. Last week we had to like cut it down to part 1 because we did who do we think is going to stay or go after Secret Wars. We're going to do a number 2 possibly tomorrow, so look out for that. That one's not usually live. We usually just do like a recording for that, but look out for that, people. And yeah, shout out to all of our friends. Shout out to all of our friends that support us. You know who you are. And of course, shout out to Wrestling Soup. But Justin, talk about Spine Buster Tees.
You keep breaking up, so I don't know if you're still
I
talking or not.
Well, I was done plugging, so I was gonna say.
Oh, okay. Because I was hearing you talking, they went silent. Then you were talking, and went silent, so I didn't know. Yeah, SpineBusterTees, SpineBusterTees.com. SpineBusterTees on Instagram, SpineBusterTees at Wonderland of the Americas. Come visit me, come check me out. Wrestling stuff, you love it. Yeah. I've been up since 6:30 in the morning. I'm ready to go to sleep.
I bet. So we're gonna get off right now, so this man can go to sleep, and I will get off here and edit. And this seems like a good point to cut this off at exactly an hour 30. We'll be back next week, same time, same channel. I believe me and RJ are doing a show tomorrow, and y'all have fun
Nice.
with the weekend that is wrestling. So peace out.